Jane, do you want to go to UAE?
Ladies and gentlemen, the two teams coming out onto the field here now, looking to get this first match underway. And the first team being the UAE under the patronage of Her Highness Sheikh Maitha bint Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Playing at number 1, playing at number 2 will be Jack Hyde from England, playing on a Sauda from the Mehmet Gracida string. Playing at number 3 will be Matthias Benoit, starting off on Zuma, and Lucas Monteverde on his own Endivia. For Julius BAER, we have playing at number 1, Mohamed Al Abtul, starting off on Bridget. Playing at number 2, we'll have Manuel Fernandez Llorente on Gina, Matias Torres Zavaleta, starting off on Michelle, and Guillermo Coutinho at the back door there on Hoysha. So I say the two umpires out there in the field are Peter Wright and JJ Alberti, with the third man being Tim Bowen. Had some very exciting games here so far in the Gold Cup. We'd like to send our well wishes to Pablo McDonough, who unfortunately came down and broke his ankle yesterday. And I'm sure he'll be out here to support his team for the rest of the tournament. So Abtul looking for a win out here this afternoon, as will the UAE, who had an emphatic win the other day with Jack Hyde playing an absolute blinder of a game, scoring 5 goals for his team. So two teams lining up in front of the clubhouse for the first 3 chuggers. Ball bowled into play. Oh, not quite yet. I thought JJ was just dummying one there. He threw it into the ball in here now. Out the back of the line out. Monteverde comes out with the backhand, sending Guillermo back onto this one here now. No, it's Fran. Emmanuel Zaldi onto the ball here now. Manu opens the backhand, cuts this one open. First onto this one is going to be Matias Torres Zavaleta. Matias goes to the backhand, tried to keep this ball away, tried to keep it alive, but couldn't quite do so. But first onto it is going to be Benoit. But we get a whistle on the play. So the ball's been teed up there for a spot penalty now in favour of Abtul. Players call. Guillermo brings it in here now on Hoysha. Guille. Players go up running forward on this one here now. Goes up as far as Monteverde, sends it out there, tries to get this ball up here for Torres Zavaleta. Ridden off out of it by Hyde. Jack Hyde takes his ball forward out towards the clubhouse. He has Monteverde there in support behind. Monteverde calls him off the play, leaves it now for Lucas Monteverde. Monteverde on the ball here now. Lucas sends a driving shot, sends that one up. Ricochets off Guille. Coming onto it once again is going to be Monteverde. Monteverde sends this one in. It gets picked up here now by Azaldi, but the backhand comes in by Guille, looking to set up Manuel Azaldi. Manu just waiting for that ball just to settle a bit there, and it comes over the halfway line. In comes Benoit down the middle of the field, trying to put the pressure on him here. Guille goes in there to try and look after Monteverde. Checking up on the play there is Manuel, but coming around on the near side for the backhand shot there is Monteverde to free that one up out towards the clubhouse side. But first back back onto is going to be Matthias Torres Zavaleta. Jack Hyde just kept off out of the play there by Guillermo. Torres Zavaleta over the top of that one there. Now leaving onto the play. Hyde plays a little shot there onto this one here, but first onto is going to be Guille. He gets hooked off out of it. The backhand comes in there by Elizalde, putting this one out here towards the side for Mohamed Al Abtour. Mohamed picks it up on the near side, ricochets off the pony here now, falls for Hyde on the move. Hyde drags that one forward. She's trying to get forward on this. Awkward conditions out here this afternoon. Gets ridden off out of this one here. The near side play comes in there by Torres Zavaleta. His play gets spoiled, but it's now left for Lucas Monteverde on the boards. Just settles things down a little bit here now. Lucas Monteverde looking for a bit of a break. Monteverde goes on the move here now. Out there in front of him. Here's Elizalde. He goes with a big neck shot in towards the goal, trying to feed this one up for Hyde. Hyde on the near side, but unfortunately beats him out over the back line. So just whisking past that right-hand goal post. The ball will be placed down the back line here now. Whistle just goes. Goal judge just trying to pop it on the wrong side, so it just gets corrected, put onto over the side. Should be 4 yards from the goal. But Guille to bring the ball back into play here now for Julius BAER. Guillermo. Guille brings the ball back into play. Guille goes to the driving shot, sends that one up in towards the middle of the field here now, but first back onto this one's going to be Benoit. Benoit sends a good backhand, cutting that one open, feeding Hyde once more. Hyde being ridden off out of it there by Torres Zavaleta, but coming onto it is going to be Guille and Monteverde. Now it is Hyde, but out over the back line once more, just running out of space there down in that bottom corner with the UAE, so the ball will be placed there on the back line where it went out of play for Guillermo to bring back into play once again. Guille taps it once, goes with the driving shot, looks to send this one, trying to feed this one up here now for Matthias Torres Zavaleta. Just waits for that ball to bounce off the boards. Riding him off there is Benoit. Torres Zavaleta gets a bit of a flick shot on that one there, but coming onto it here now is going to be Guille. Guille can't come onto that one because it's well read there by Benoit. Benoit turning the play quickly here. Benoit looks to try and drag this ball forward. He gets hooked off out of it. He now leaves the ball, takes it forward still. Benoit still on the ball. Guille comes in, looking to make the play on this one here. Guille gets pushed and shoved sideways, and now we get a whistle on the play. Somebody's discussing this one here. Maybe there's a little bit of advantage to be played, nothing coming from it, or was it a question of Guille was just caught in what's known as a sandwich?
Wayne, can you go longer on the review?
It looks like we'll end up with a penalty for a 60-yard penalty now in favour of the UAE. Alibaba. Lucas Monteverde, 9 goals from the Argentine, circles around on the ball here now. Lucas, he drives, he shoots. Can they stop that one there? Can they keep plugging it? Hyde tries to get a bit of a bite of that one there. And the umpire and the goal judge are just having a quick little discussion on this one here. And it looks like that one has possibly just gone wide. Jack Hyde got a little bit of that one there. I think it was. So it looks like the goal has been given there. A little bit of indecision there. It's very tough, very quick, that ball moving indeed. Hyde managed to get a bit of a bite of that one, I think it was, and just managed to deflect it inside the goal mouth. So first one on the ball there for the UAE. 1 goal it is to the UAE here in the first chukker. And just under 4 minutes left to play of this first chukker, this 5-chukker match, this 18-goal high goal polo being played here at Dubai Polo Equestrian Club, Dubai, the United Arab Emirates. The ball, bold in play there by Alberti. Downwards throw the ball in there, goes out towards the boards. Looking for it now is Elizalde. Coming off with it, there is Monteverde, but we get a whistle on the play. So it looks like now this time we will get a penalty for, but this time in favour of Julius BAER. To be teed out there by Guillermo, as we have Matthias Torres Zavaleta just quickly looking to change off a shell. And to get on to Regalona. So Guillermo just circling around here onto the ball. Guille drives his shoots, it's along the ground, it's bouncing, they're all to stop. High gets a little bit of that one there, but it looks like he has all carried all the way through. So it is 1 goal apiece here in the first chukker. 1 goal to UAE, 1 goal to Julius BAER. And 3.5 minutes left to play. So two teams making their way back towards the middle of the field here now. On JJ Alberti bowls the ball into play, this time a frontal line out it is. Elizalde comes with the backhand, sends that one back out towards the boards once again. Out towards the boards it is, coming onto this one's Hyde sends a backhand, ricochets off the pony, who's round onto this one first, no one else but Lucas Monteverde has the hooking play, comes in by Guille, leaves that ball, Hyde has to quickly go back for that one, picks it up, goes out towards the boards once again, changes direction, changes the flow of play. Hyde on the ball here now, Monteverde out there in front of him, just waits for him to come round. Forms train, up goes Hyde, try and look after. Off goes Hyde goes out on the run here now, Monteverde looking to unleash this one here, sends that one out there towards the front door, trying to get this one up to Hyde. Hyde comes on, tries to come onto the ball here now, comes onto there with it, half ricocheted off the player and wide it goes. So the ball's placed down there on the back line for Guillermo to bring back into play, and the score remains the same, 1 goal each. For Guillermo to bring back into play. Guille taps the ball forward. Keeps this ball moving forward, actually. In fact, it is actually Matthias Torres Zavaleta brings this one up, sends it up the front door here this time, but it looks like Benoit is going to be first onto this one here. Trying to spoil the play was Elizalde, but it's going to be Lucas Monteverde to pick this one up here. Lucas being pressurised there by Guille. Lucas freaks his ball forward out towards the side here now. Lucas and Guille cancel each other out on this one here. The near side backhand comes in there by Elizalde. Elizalde looking to try and get a little bit more angle on that one there, but it just gets cut out the play there by Lucas Monteverde. Picks it up. Lucas Monteverde. Pressurised there by Guillermo, picked up now by Hyde. Hyde comes on, feeds Lucas Monteverde once more. Monteverde on the ball. Lucas on the halfway line, gets a long way underneath the bouncing ball on that one there, didn't get the distance he was looking for, plucks that one out of the air. There does Elizalde, but only as far as Hyde, gets it still nothing by Guille, but we get a whistle on the play. So he got 1:13 on the clock. Guille quickly looking to go and change ponies. He's off, going to jump off Huijahan to Poderoso. There's the ball being teed up once more on this 60-yard line for Lucas Monteverde to tee up for a penalty for. So Lucas Monteverde on Federula. Circles around here now. Lucas, he drives, he shoots, it's along the ground again. It gets stopped there by Elizalde. Elizalde goes on the move here, and comes Benoit trying to spoil his play. Benoit gets a hook on him there, but it's now Monteverde on the ball, but we get a whistle on the play once more. appears that we'll be having a 25 from the centre in favour of Habtoor. So Guillermo will continue just teeing this ball up here on the halfway line, retiring back 30 yards will be the UAE. Guillermo will continue. Going for the one-time drive, sends a good shot, clean over the top of all the players there. But first back onto this one is Benoit. Benoit comes with the near side backhand, ricochets off the pony, tries to get a little bit of that one there, and does so. Does Elizalde, but he tries to connect that shot, but unfortunately goes out over the back line. So the ball will be placed down on the back line there for Lucas Monteverde in the UAE to bring back into play once more. 40 seconds on the clock, 1 goal apiece it is here in this first chukker of the first match this afternoon in the Julius BAER Gold Cup. So ball in there, up there as far as Hyde and Guillermo. Guige gets a better one there, sends a good backhand in there, does Guige. Guige sends it up here now. Monteverde tries to sweep onto the line here now as Elizalde does, but we get a whistle on the play.
Oh, penalty 2 for me. Shame as actually is.
So the ball's been teed up there for a penalty 2 for a 30-yard penalty in favour of Habtoor. The UAE will have to retire back 30 yards behind their goal mouth. This is an undefended penalty. Guichet just jogs up to this one here now. Guillermo, who drives, he shoots, he keeps that one nice and straight. So 2 goals it is now to Julius BAER. 1 goal to the UAE with some 20 seconds left on the clock here now. As the two teams start to make their way over towards the clubhouse side. I'm not sure if there will actually be time here for this ball to get back into play. So that there will end the first chukker, ladies and gentlemen, with the score being 2 goals to Julius BAER, 1 goal to the UAE. So the two teams will leave the field of play here now, with Sheikha Mather to come out on Coutura, Jack Hyde on Immaculada, Matthias Benoit on Garon, and Lucas Monteverde on Little Chestnut Mare, Torta. La Torta, Cassa, Manuel Elizalde, Manuel Torres Zavaleta will be coming out on Don Juan, and Guillermo out on Rama. I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah.
Yes, I can. Doubt, better leave. I'm running with this plan. Pull me, grab me, crabs in the bucket can't have me. I'll be the president one day. January 1st. Oh, you like that gossip? Like you the one drinking what gossip.com. Now I got a word for your tongue. How many Rolling Stones you want? Yeah, I got a brand new spirit speaking and it's done. Woke up on the side of the bed like I won. Talk like the wind in my chest to that sun. G5 in the US to Taiwan. Now who can say that? I wanna play back. Mama knew I was a needle in a haystack. Oh, body boy, plus way back. I got a feeling it's a rap. ASAP.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. Get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. I get a good feeling.
The mountain top. 1 second, I'ma strike for you. Diamond platinum, no more for you. That adrenaline, never giving in. Giving up's not an option, gotta get it in. Witness, I got the heart of...
Behind Shaker Mayther will be coming on Couture, Jack Hyde on Immaculada, and Matthias Benoit on Garon, and Lucas Monteverde on Torta. So they'll line up on the far side there in front of the clubhouse on JJ Alberti to bowl the ball in. The score being 2 goals to Julius BAER at the start of the second chukker, 1 goal it is to the UAE. Calling the 2 teams together now here to line up to get the second chukker underway. JJ bowls the ball in the line it is, out the back of the line out it is for Matthias Torres-Zavaleta sends a good strong backhand there, sends it up, just ricochets off the pony, falling nicely there for Lucas Monteverde. Lucas Monteverde getting a little bit of fortune there on the little mare Torta. Lucas keeps his ball moving forward. Jack just keeping Guiget off out of the play here. You can't let Lucas Monteverde get to work here now. Lucas Monteverde, 9 goals from the Argentine, keeps moving forward. In front of him there is Matthias Torres-Zavaleta. Coming in behind to form the train is Jack, but Lucas goes himself, sends a driving shot, tries to put that at the front door, tries to send this one up for Shaker Mayther, but the first onto that one is going to be Guillermo. Guillermo clears that one away, beautiful tail shot out there, setting up Mohamed Al Abtour. Mohamed has to reach out a long way for that one, couldn't quite get hold of it, but coming onto it now is Matthew Torres-Zavaleta. Matthew Torres-Zavaleta comes up with this one here, just checking up, putting Benoit out there in front onto the play. Benoit on the move. Benoit being pressurised there by Matty. Benoit sends a backhand, not quite as long as it might be, but coming onto this quickly is Mohamed Al Abtour, but we get a whistle on the play. Just looking like off the backhand there, Hyde had the better right to the line, and Mohamed just crossing over it. Infringing Jack Hyde's right to the ball. So the ball's teed up there now by Lucas Monteverde. Lucas Monteverde circles around onto the ball here now. Lucas sends a good driving shot at the front door there. Hyde's unleashed, Hyde's on his own out there. Guiget just held up by Shaker Mayther in his tracks. Hyde comes up onto this ball here now. Hyde back onto it once more. Hyde tries to drag this one forward and drags it forward and puts another beautiful goal away there by Jack Hyde for the UAE. 2 goals it is apiece now here in the second chukker. Some good tactical play there where Guiget was just held up in the play by Shaker Mayther. Good marking there. Unleashing Jack Hyde, and off he went. So once again, changing ends, back over to the far side of the field in front of the clubhouse here at the BAER Question Club. JJ Alberti to bowl the ball in. JJ bowls the ball into play. Into play it is. At the front of the line out. Still working on it. These line-outs just not getting this ball in and out the back end of it quite cleanly enough, but Mohamed comes out with here now out towards the clubhouse with Monteverde in tow. Lead over the top of it, leaving it now for Matthias Torres-Zavaleta. Matthias Torres-Zavaleta pushing his way through there. Matthias Torres-Zavaleta on the move here once again. Matthias Torres-Zavaleta being ridden off hard by Benoit, but he managed to get half a shot off out of this one there. Can he get back onto it? Looks like Benoit gets a better of that right off there and sends a good turning shot out in towards the middle of the field, but it's going to be Guiget. Guiget sends a backhand, cuts this one open into here, but it comes off a little bit of Kane. Didn't quite get the distance he was looking for that one there, but in comes Mohamed. We have a bit of a crash there, and Mohamed is down as well. replay here now, where the line of the ball is. Mohammed comes, looks to come on the play here. It's Jack Hyde coming onto the ball here. The backhand comes in, out it comes. We have Hyde and Mohammed. It looks like coming more down the line on that one there, and we have a white player. Matthias Benoit looks like he was on his own and coming across the line, so we have a spot penalty, a penalty 2 in fact, in favour of Julius BAER. So the ball's placed down, Mohamed Abdul back onto his pony again, which is good to see. And we have Guillermo just walking up to this one here now. Guille tries to shoot, he puts that one away, so 3 goals is now to Julius BAER. 2 goals to the UAE here at the start of the second chugger. It is 4:40 on the clock as the two teams go back over to the far side of the field. JJ Alberti just lining the two teams up here now. JJ bowls the ball into play it comes, skews off out the side there. First onto this one, looks like it is going to be Elizalde. Elizalde leaves it now for Matti and Lucas. Matthias Torres-Avaleta walks up to this one here, sends a driving shot, gets a divvy to sand with it as well, but unfortunately not far enough, and it's only as far as Monteverde up onto the ball here now. Monteverde coming around onto this one here. Monteverde once more, trying to hook the play there was Elizalde. Monteverde, the little backhand, goes as far as Benoit. Benoit quickly turning the pony around here now. Benoit on the ball. Benoit looking for a bit of space, goes back out towards the clubhouse, being chased there by Matthias Torres-Avaleta. Coming up the middle of the field is Hyde, but it's now Monteverde, but the ball just hops out over the boards. And we get a whistle on the play. I think there's a player. Pony got a bit of a tread or something. Looks like Matti Torres-Avaleta is looking to change, as is Elizalde and Benoit. That looks like all the pros are off the field looking to change. So we will have Manuel Elizalde off Doctor onto Nina. Matti Torres-Avaleta off Don Juan. We'll be either getting onto Tyson, it looks like here. Yes, one of the stallions playing for the Julius BAER side. Guillermo off Rama onto Crack. Jack Hyde on Maquilada onto Buena Suerte. With Matthias onto Casagnola and Lucas Monteverde onto Selena. So the two teams line up there in front of the clubhouse on JJ Alberti to bowl the ball back into play where it hopped out over the boards. JJ. It's looking for a vague resemblance of a gap. Bowls that ball in, out the back of the line, out it comes. Nice clean throw in there, and it is now for Matti. Matti on it now. Matti just gets spoiled in his play there by Benoit, but Matti comes away with it here now. Torres-Avaleta looking to flick this one away. Matti is still having to work hard on it. It's Benoit working hard on him. Flicks it the other side of Hyde. Hyde, his play gets spoiled there by Guille. Guille comes onto it, but the next one is going to be Benoit, but we get a whistle on the play. So, just over 3 minutes to go. So the umpire's just discussing this one here now. Put together the third man. 3 minutes 04 on the clock. 3 goals to Julius BAER. 2 goals to the UAE. And the umpire is just placing the ball down on the halfway point for a penalty from the centre, rather than moving this one up for a penalty 4. Not quite enough passage of play going forward. So they bring this one back for a penalty 5 in the middle of the field. So players called, and Guillermo just circles around here on crack. Sends the boys up front, sends the driving shot, gets someone away from Monteverde. Checking up, waiting for the play there is Torres Avaleta. Just flicks to the other side of two players here. Torres Avaleta looking to work forward through, trying to get his way through all the crowd here now, and the shot goes in towards the goal, goes a little bit wide, he gets cleared away there by Hyde. Hyde opens the backhand on that one there, didn't get the distance he was looking for, because half hooked off out of it. We get a whistle on the play as Torres Avaleta comes onto the ball. And we have a spot penalty here now in favour of UAE. Dangerously close to their goal, and they'll be looking to clear this one away. 3 goals to this Julius BAER, 2 goals to the UAE. As Lucas Monteverde brings the ball back into play once again. Lucas goes with the tapping shot. Lucas keeps his ball moving forward here now. Lucas goes up inside one of the players here now. Lucas still on this ball, tries to unleash that one, couldn't quite do so, couldn't quite get onto it though, but instead Elzaldi comes on, and Elzaldi looking to open the backhand up, he does it, ricochets off the pony, but quickly up on the near side, there's Guillermo gets ridden off out of it by Benoit. Benoit sends it under the neck, looking for a bit of open play here now, too much traffic in the other direction, so he checks up on the play. Guille comes in, gives it a good bump and a ride off, and we get a whistle on the play.
Yep. Keep your fingers off it. It's shiny now. It's shiny now.
So it looks like the resulting play of that one is we're going to get a penalty 3. A 40-yard penalty here now in favour of Habtor Julius BAER. 2:22 on the clock here in the second chukker. 2 goals to the UAE, 3 goals to Julius BAER, and a penalty 3. A 40-yard penalty looks like in favour of Julius BAER. Being teed up there by Guillermo. Guillermo circling around onto this 40-yard penalty. Guille, he drives, he shoots along the ground. Come on, to stop that one. It looks like the flags are lost, so there it is. 4 goals it is now to Julius BAER. 2 goals it is to the UAE here in the second chukker. Back to the middle of the field once more, changing ends in front of the clubhouse here at Dubai Polo Question Club. JJ Alberti. JJ bowls the ball into the line out, the front line out, carries cover with the here's Mohammed Abdul, gets called off, it leaves it, but unfortunately it's High that just nips in there quickly. High gets ridden off out of it there, coming on to it's going to be Elizaldi on the move here now, Elizaldi, he couldn't get it, the backhand comes in by Benoit's backhand just ricochets forward by Guillermo, but it's now Benoit once again, Elizaldi leaves it now for Sheikh Mather takes it further back, Sheikh Mather gets called off it, leaves it for Benoit comes in, avoids the wing play, in behind, protecting him there is Monteverdi. Benoit turns the play, Benoit having to work really hard here now to try and find a bit of an inch to be able to unleash this one here, couldn't quite unload that one there, leaves it for Monteverdi now a little bit more space, sends a driving ball up the front door there, getting this one up here, once before Sheikh Mather, up onto it, coming onto those. The backhand of Mohammed flicked a little bit further up there, stopped there, but it gets picked up once more by Elizaldi quickly round, picks the ball up in the air, cracks it on the half volley here, but he gets ridden off out of the play there by Benoit, working hard on Benoit once again, sends the near side shot, keeps trying to control this ball, Benoit, Matthias Benoit, over the top of that one there, creating a new line, first onto this one here, looks like it's going to be Matthias gets called off it. The backhand comes in, not towards his own players, but unfortunately only as far as the danger man, Lucas Monteverdi. Monteverdi on the move here now. Monteverdi just over the halfway line. Monteverdi couldn't get on it. Flicked off out of the way there a little bit. First onto this one's going to be Hyde. Hyde sends it up on the near side, trying to feed it up to Monteverdi. Monteverdi onto this ball once more. Excuse off out of the corner here for Guillermo to tidy up here for Julius BAER. Unleashes one there. Gets hooked off out of the play. Who's we first round onto this one here? First round onto the near side play there comes Elizaldi. Guille sends it a little bit further and out over the ball as it comes, just to settle things down. And there it is. That there will end the second chukker. So the two teams will leave the field of play here now, with the score being 4 goals to Julius BAER, 2 goals to the UAE. And out in the third chukker, we will have Mohammed Abdul out on Reina, Manuel Zeldi on Roxy, Matthias Torzauleta on Bengalita, and Guillermo on Sole. For Sheikh Mather, we're coming out on Patricia. Jack Hyde out here on Dollar. Matthias Benoit out on Mango, and we have Lucas Monteverdi coming out. Sheikh Mather takes it all the way. Sheikh Mather has taken it all the way. There, the ball on the stick side in towards goal here. Can he just straighten this one up in towards goal? Yes, he can. There it is. On it goes. Can he keep this one in play? Plays a beautiful open backhand shot, and it goes through the goal. There it is. That's how you play polo. got this third chunk of the score being 4 goals Julius BAER, 2 goals is the UAE with Haina Sheikh Mather coming out on Patricia, Jack Hyde on Dollar, Matthias on Mango and Lucas on Lucius. Mohamed Alam Tours coming out on Reina, Manuel Zaldi on Roxy, Matthias Torres Zavaleta on Bangalita and Guillermo on Sole. So landing up there on umpire right where the ball came out of play. They weren't able to get it back in to get the match underway once again, but it is now umpire right just looking for Vegas Evans the gap. Bowls that ball in cleanly out the back of the line. Coming off it here now is Monteverde. Monteverde on Lucius on the move here, being chased there by Matty. Matty looking to try and get the hooking play on this one here, but it is Lucas Monteverde. Lucas Monteverde putting a beautiful goal away there for the UAE off the back of the line. Now 3 goals is now the UAE, but 4 goals to Julius BAER. So over the clubhouse side for JJ Ability to bowl this ball in. JJ bowls the ball in goes the ball. In the melee it is. Working on this one here is Guije. Guije gets stolen off him there by Lucas Monteverde, but Monteverde gets pushed and shoved, trying to make the play on that one there is Matty. Matty just leaves the ball now for Elizalde. Elizalde just gets hooked off out of it. Players just got to try and yield off out of the way on this one here now. And the backhand comes in there by Sheikh Mather. We get a whistle on the play. So the ball's being placed down for a spot penalty here now in favour of Julius BAER. Just on the halfway point. Wide on the boards for Guillermo on Sole. Silmer having previously been played by Juan Martin. Guije on the ball here now. Guije drives, shoots. Great shot up the field here now. Good lofted drive up the front door, trying to get this one up to Mohammed, but first onto this one here. On the near side, play comes in. Does Matty. He gets hooked off out of the play. The backhand comes in, clearing it away once again because you're going to go back. Working hard on him though is Monteverde. The backhand comes in, spraying the play once again, keeping this ball alive, sending it back there. But first onto this one, looks like it's going to be Benoit, but it beats him out over the back line. So the ball will be placed down the back line for Lucas Monteverde on Lucius to bring the ball back into play once again. Monteverde brings this ball up in front of the markers there. You see Benoit just looking to keep Elizalde off. He goes with the driving shot here this time, sends a good shot up the middle of the field, just short of the halfway line there, but the first onto this one. It looks like Benoit's coming through at pace here. We're trying to make the hooking play and does so as Elizalde, but maybe gets a little bit of a tickle of that one there, but only as far as Matthias Torres Zavaleta. Matthias Torres Zavaleta looks to open the backhand, sends the backhand into the field, gets half cut out the play there by Benoit. Benoit turns on the play here now. Benoit goes on the move. He's got Guillermo with him as well. He gets called off. It leaves it now for Lucas Monteverde. Monteverde sends that one, threads that one through there, trying to get it up to Hyde, but Hyde just gets the big bump and he just sends the backhand in. A little bit of a backhand there by Torres Zavaleta, opened out a little bit further by Guije. Sheikh Mather comes to this one here. He leaves now for Matty. Couldn't get hold of that one there. Picks it up on the near side, stick side, but on comes Benoit to spoil his play, leaving it now for Monteverde. Monteverde settles down the play, flicks that one up through here now. First onto this one's going to be Guillermo, avoiding the hook there from Hyde. Guije gets hooked off out of it there by Hyde, and in comes the backhand there by Benoit. Quickly round onto this one here is going to be Elizalde. Elizalde spoiling the play there of Monteverde. First onto is going to be Sheikh Mather, but we get a whistle on the play as the line's ridden there by Torres Zavaleta. So Zaldi looking to go up to the top end of the field to go and change off Roxy. Well, it's probably to get on this little black flying machine by the name of Love. And the ball's placed there on the halfway line by umpire right. The passage of play was more across the field rather than up and down. So Guillermo tees his ball up. Retiring back once again is the UAE. 4 goals it is to Julius BAER. 3 goals to the UAE. And 4:21 on the clock here in this third of the 5-chucker match. So Guiget takes a short play. Matty in there. Matty steals that ball out there from underneath Lucas. And in comes Hyde. Hyde comes in, rides him off out of that one there. Hyde. Lucas plays the backhand, gets called off it there by Monteverdi. Monteverdi takes it back, then plays the backhand, opens this one out towards the boards here now. Coming quickly round onto this one here is going to be Hyde. Hyde gets hooked off out of it there. And coming onto it is going to be Benoit. Benoit and Matthias Torres-Zavaleta. Matthias Torres-Zavaleta sends the backhand, ricochets off the pony. First round onto this one here is going to be, it is Lucas. Gets hooked off out of it, leaves it now for Guillermo. Guillermo going bound here, being chased there by Hyde. Hyde and Guiget. Over the top of that one there, hooked off out of it, the ball scurries out to the side for Benoit to clear up here now for the UAE. Settling down on it here is Benoit. Benoit sends the driving shot, couldn't get the shot off, falls now on the near side play for Monteverdi. Monteverdi onto the play here now. Monteverdi sends that ball up here now, up the front door there for Sheikh Matha and Mohamed Al-Abtour. First onto it there, Sheikh Matha gets it, Mohamed hooks off out of it, that one there, Lisa gets called off it now by Matthias. Matthias sends a good strong backhand this time, coming round onto it is Guiget. Guiget and Monteverdi. Monteverdi comes round onto this one here first. Monteverdi plays a little clever backhand, just far enough there for Benoit. Deft little touch indeed there by Monteverdi. Onto it there, just ricochets off the pony there, stalling in their attack. As Monteverdi comes once again in behind Benoit. Benoit goes there. Benoit up over the halfway line, avoiding the hooking play. Off a bit of the cane it comes. Trying to come back onto this one here. We get a whistle on the play. As Matthias Benoit just tries to get back onto the line of the ball. The ball had just come off his cane at a bit of an angle. Setting up Elizalde. So Elizalde will just tee this ball up here now, whilst Guiget and Matty quickly change. Guillermo onto Gatto, the little Irish thoroughbred from Henry Brett. And Matty back onto Tyson. One of these little stallions. Got 2 stallions he tends to play. Guiget up onto the ball here now. Guiget goes with the driving shot, goes out there towards the right for Elizalde. Elizalde asks for a little bit more there from Love. Checks up a little bit on waiting for the ball settle. Goes with the big neck shot here as he gets ridden off out of it there by Hyde. And it is now, looks like he got a bit of a foul hook on that one there. That's what he's certainly appealing for. But as Benoit comes in turns to play, we get a whistle on the play. So Jack High just looking to opt to go and change ponies. Jack to get off Dollar. Possibly onto Mona Suerte. And it looks like we are going to have a penalty from the halfway line. Had a second blow on the whistle. Maybe there's been a bit of a technical thrown down there as well. So the ball will be teed up there by Lucas Monteverdi.
Technicals of the same play, but just simple.
Say yellow card as well.
So the driving shot comes in there by Monteverdi. Monteverdi sends this one up here now. Can Benoit get onto it? No, it gets spoilt in his play there. Trying to get onto this one here there. Couldn't try and find the ball there. Coming back onto it once again and quickly cleared away there by Guichet. We get a whistle on the play once again.
Yellow card reserved for Elizalde.
And in that previous play from the halfway line, it looked like Elizalde had a yellow card thrown against him.
Yeah, it looks against white.
The blue eye was top of the line.
Yeah. I go spot blue.
So the umpires just looking like they were trying to play a little bit of advantage there. There'd been an infringement on the right of way. And a player over the top of the ball. Tried to play a little bit of advantage, but no advantage came from that, and we have a spot penalty now in favour of Julius BAER. So, players called. UAE retire back 30 yards. On about the 40-yard line, right in front of goal there. Guiget brings this ball away from his own danger zone, taps it. Monteverde just waiting there for him, goes on the deck, tries to get hold of this one here, can't do so. Monteverde picks his ball up on the near side here, brings it out onto the 6 side, looks to open the backhand up, he does it, ricochets off the pony out there in towards the middle of the field, both unsided onto that one there, as Guiget tries to come onto the play here, as does Monteverde on the near side. Monteverde picks his ball up, gets hooked off out of it there by Guiget, just lost it in the sand there, and the backhand comes in by Guiget, quickly round onto this one first though. It is going to be Benoit. Benoit plays the backhand, sends it into the opposite direction once again, scurrying round onto this one, quickly onto it's going to be Guiget. Guiget takes it forward, takes it on the stick side here now. Guiget being marked there by Monteverde. Guiget avoiding the hooking play there from Hyde. Hyde comes in to try and spoil the play once again, trying to come onto this play here now is Matty Torres Zavaleta. Matty on the ball here now, just settling down on it. Up goes Guiget, goes with the driving shot, looks to send this one out towards the middle of the field, out into a little bit of space, but in comes Benoit. Benoit comes across it, falls down for Guiget, puts that one up there, just by side Monteverde, but he can't make a play on that one there. Guiget goes up with now with a little bit of momentum, goes on the neck, trying to send this one up here for Elizalde. Elizalde being pushed out of that one there, and we have a whistle on the play. So Elizalde's going up on the ball, Hyde's in there. Hyde was just being a little bit over-exuberant with the persuader. You may strike a pony twice in any one run. However, I think there's possibly 3 going in there, so we have a penalty here now in favour of Julius BAER from the 30-yard line. Just showing a little bit of frustration there.
Like 4 times.
On that, maybe not sure about 4. How many mile an hour?
So the score is 4 goals to Julius BAER, 3 goals to the UAE, as Guillermo walks round up onto this ball here for a penalty to a 30-yard penalty. Undefended penalty, the 1:40 on the clock here in the 3rd chukker. Guiget drives, he shoots, he sends that one in towards the middle there and puts another one on the board there for Julius BAER. 5 goals, this is now to Julius BAER, 3 goals to the UAE. And 1.5 minutes left to play here in the 3rd chukker before we go into the half-time break. But never say die, UAE. The UAE is cool as ice the other day. Lucas Monteverde put 4 goals away, 4 or 5 goals away in the last 2 chukkers of a match. Lining up, ball back into play once again. Elizalde sends the backhand out towards the ball, trying to set up Mohamed Abdul. Mohamed gets a good driving shot on that one there, goes over the top of that one there, trying to come onto it there. It's been a while, but crashing into the back of him there is Torres Zavaleta. We get a hard blow on the whistle, just in front of the clubhouse there. So the ball will be placed down for a penalty here now in favour of the UAE, just in from the boards. So Lucas Monteverde circles round onto this one here now. Lucas goes with the driving shot, sends out another, trying to get this one to Benoit. Up past Benoit it goes. Can Hyde get onto this one here? Hyde just trying to flick this one here on the near side, over onto the stick side. Hyde being ridden off there by Matty, gets called off, it leaves it in. In comes the backhand play there of Elizalde, and we get a whistle on the play once more. Interesting play that'll be. If it was Elizalde had the right to play the near side play, did the other player come across onto him and interfere with the play? Of course, Polo being set up with the rules of Polo being set up for safety of horse and player. You may come in and ride off if the player is dribbling the ball, but if he looks to be taking a full swing, you can't come in and ride him off at that point in time as the mallet's coming down. And it looks like the ball's been picked up here, and we'll have a penalty two, another penalty two now, in favour of the UAE, this time looking to close that gap. Ball being teed up there by Lucas Monteverde.
Difficult to tell on review. Looks like blue went over the ball a bit.
So the ball being teed up there by Lucas Monteverde. Lucas just jogs up to this one here, this 30-yard undefended penalty. Strains the pony up, drives, he shoots. Oh, and it's off the goal posted, isn't it? It's cleared away this time by Guiget. Guiget on the ball here now. Guiget. But no. We have a whistle on the play. And it looks like, with the rules of Polo, you don't play any advantage after a penalty two. If it does not reach the goal or hits the goalpost, then and ricochets off, then the whistle must blow, and they will have a spot penalty hit in from that spot. So Guiget will be brought back to bring the ball in from where the ball basically would have settled after it hit the goalpost. So misfortune there for the UAE. 3 goals is to the UAE, 5 goals it is to Julius BAER. Some 43 seconds on the clock. Guiget brings the ball into play. Guiget goes on the neck here, trying to get this one up here now for Matthias Torres-Zavaleta. Matthias Torres-Zavaleta goes with a big driving shot, cuts that one up in towards the middle of the field here now, trying to get this one up to Mohamed, but first onto it is going to be Sheikha Maitha. Sheikha Maitha plays a good backhand under the tail there, but quickly round onto it, and we have a couple of players coming through onto it. Another player comes round onto it, and we have Matty without a stick there, but Guiget comes onto it here this time. Guiget's backhand only as far as Hyde. Hyde gets called off it there, leaves it for Benoit. Benoit unmarked on this play here now. Benoit sends that one up here, but he gets ridden off out of it there by Elizalde. Does Hyde first onto it, the backhand comes in, clearing it away. Guiget sends it a little bit further out, but it ricochets off the pony, and it goes wide out over the back line. So that there will end chucker number 3, ladies and gentlemen, with the score being 5 goals it is to Julius BAER, 3 goals to the UAE. So if it all be upstanding and make our way out onto the polo field, we can tread in a few divots whilst the players regather themselves before we get this 4th chucker underway.
Mohamed just avoiding the hook there from Ferreira. Picks it up on the near side. Ferreira up for the misplay, but Mohamed's going goal bound here now. Mohamed Al Abtor takes his ball all the way. Mohamed Al Abtor quick off that line out, and there's a flash. He's in there. The first goal on the board there goes to Habtul Polo.
Leaving that ball now for Gato Gandara. Gato Gandara sends that one up here now, tries to get this one up for Pablo. Pablo just loses a bit of momentum, he tucks in behind the play there of Negro. Off he goes here now. Pablo McDonald is 10 goals, looking for a little bit more onto this one here. Called off the players down, leaving it now for Pablo. Pablo looking to put this one away. Plays a beautiful driving shot. That's the first one on the ball there for Zidane. Other off, leaving the ball now for
Pablo plays the backhand, up the boards comes now for Pelagio goes with a one-time shot, shims it up a little bit further forward, not quite kindly sitting for him. This time he gets the shot off here now. Looks like Gato Gandara is going to come onto this one here. Gato comes on, goes with the next shot, sends this one in towards the goal and slips another one away there.
Managing director.
On this one here.
¿Te gusta?
Polo manager.
Polo manager.
On the move here now. Monteverdi just up over the halfway line, but has to check up to the ball.
¿De qué hablamos?
Te voy a primero del otro, ¿no? Le expliques un poquito y después con la cancha, con el Open. Y después la última, ¿qué te parece?
Sorry, it was Estrada trying to get onto it, but it's Torres Zavaleta on the move here now. Torres Zavaleta, in comes Estrada.
Okay, well, here we are with Benoit Perrier. He's the polo manager of Chantilly Polo Club there in Paris. He was in the way back from Hong Kong to Europe, and he stopped by here in Dubai. So first of all, we will ask you what you were doing in Hong Kong, not for holidays.
Well, I was in Hong Kong because we organized with Shanghai Tang and during the Longines Master a wonderful event and an exhibition game. So we bring back polo to Hong Kong. Well, we send 8 horses from Paris, from Chantilly, because I'm from Chantilly, I'm not from Paris, which is very close, but we are very close. But so we sent 4 players and we did 4 exhibition games, Europe against Asia, during this Longines Master. I mean, it was a 26 best rider for jumping in the world in the same time, and inside in indoor. We bring back polo to Hong Kong for the first time for 30 years. And it was a great experience. Thanks to Shanghai Tang, we did this event with Longines.
Well, very nice experience in China. I hope they do it again. You are the polo manager of one of the best clubs in Europe. Tell me what we can expect for this year, for this season in Chantilly.
But first of all, we have a wonderful birthday because we go to get 20 years old now, and so on the 22nd of May we will organize the birthday party for the club. That's very important for us because we want to thank you, all the members, all the people who came to Chantilly for years playing at the club. So with Patrick and Hermès, we are trying to organize that quickly and to welcome the guests and the people who want to play in Chantilly that weekend from between the 20th and 22nd of May. We will have, like usual, the spring tournaments with 3 12 goals tournaments, and in the same time we play 6 to 8, 0-4 goals during 2 months, so it's 3 weeks each time. In July we have the Coquetier with 8-10 goals and some other tournaments for 6 goals, etc. And well, after it's the main tournament of the year is the French Open in September, from the 3rd to 18th of September, and we will have, like usual, between 6 and 8 teams coming to play the 16 goal. That's so. In total, we do 50 tournaments per year at the club, which is quite a lot. We play all the type of cups: 0-4 goals, 6 to 8, 12 goals, 16 goals. And we play also tournaments for beginners on one weekend. So we're trying new things also. We start the Polo Academy with the Polo Club, and with 10 young people who have a potential to be 2 goals, 3 goals in the future. So, well, we're launching a lot of new things.
A lot of activity there in Chantilly.
Well, we're trying. We have to do it. You know, it's 9 polo fields, and there's many players, but we have to work every day for make the things happen.
Fantastic. I hope we can make it there for the celebration of the anniversary.
I wait for you with pleasure. I hope you will be with us.
All right. The last one is the first time I think you're around here in Dubai for polo.
No, not the first time.
Not the first time.
No, not the first time.
When was the first time you came here?
I came 5 years ago. But
to this club.
Yeah, and it changed a lot. I mean, 5 years, because at that time they were trying to develop a new strategy, and I see the level of polo is increasing a lot. There is many teams with a lot of horses. They are building new facilities for the next year. With I think Mr. Alaptour is on a new project. So I mean, well, the things are growing up every year, and they are very, very ambitious what they're doing. They want to have top polo here in Dubai. I mean, that's a very good news for the polo world community.
Exactly. Perfect. Well, thank you very much. We are back to you, Adam, after this break, and we continue seeing the hub tour against UAE. Thank you very much.
Out here comes Mohammed Al-Tour. Mohammed just avoiding the hook there from Estrella. Picked it up on the near side. But Mohammed's going goal about here now. Mohammed Al-Tour takes his ball all the way. Mohammed Al-Tour quick off that line out, and there's a flash. He's in there. The first goal on the board there goes to Habtoor Polo. Leaving that ball now for Gato Gandara. Gato Gandara sends that one up here now, tries to get this one up for Pablo. Pablo just loses a bit of momentum, he tucks in behind the play there of Negro. Off he goes here now. Pablo McDonough is 10 goals, looking for a little bit more onto this one here. Called off the players, Zidane leaving it now for Pablo. Pablo looking to put this one away. Plays a beautiful driving shot, and that's the first one on the ball there for Zidane. Other off, leaving the ball now for Pablo. Pablo plays the backhand, up the boards comes now for Pelagio. Pelagio goes with a one-time shot, sends it up a little bit further, ball not quite kindly sitting for him. This time he gets the shot off here now. Looks like Gato Gandara is going to come onto this one here. Gato comes on, goes with the next shot, sends this one in towards the goal and slips another one away there. For Chavan, goes up past Chavan on this one here. Does Monteverde. Monteverde on the move here now. Monteverde just up over the halfway line, but has to check up because the ball's just lofted up into the air. Lost his momentum on that one there, but he drives it further up, trying to set this one up for Hyde. Hyde up the front door there. Hyde and the Vicious Strada. Hyde and the Vicious Strada. He gets a bit of a swipe at that one, but couldn't quite get it. Looks to the backhand, but it comes off the body and in towards the goal it goes. It's sitting there deathly. There it is, and Benoit finishes it off. Ball up towards his marker. The forward is out. He sends the driving shot, pushes it up the middle here now. Looking for that one there. Just ricochets off a bit of a pony there. Couldn't quite get onto it. Rizaldi looking. Sorry, it was Estrada trying to get onto it, but it's Torres Zavaleta. Torres Zavaleta on the move here now. Torres Zavaleta. In comes Estrada. Avoids the hook there. Does Torres Zavaleta, leaving the ball now for Guillermo. Forward the train. At the back of the line there was Guillermo. Guille coming forward with it here now. Guille allowed to go to work. You see the player's just been held off the plate. Goes with a big neck shot in towards the goal. It's looking good from here. It's looking very good indeed. A lovely neck shot goal there from Guillermo. Continues. Estrada goes forward here, avoiding the hook off. Hyde working hard. Here's the Vicious Strada. This time gets hooked off out of it. The bony puts it forward without Isidro. Isidro comes up to this one and gives it a good thump up the field here now. Looking as we burst onto this one. But it looks like it's going to be Monteverde. Monteverde just pushing the Vicious Strada out wide on this one here. Comes back onto it. Couldn't get the play he was looking for, but it's going to be Isidro and Hyde together. Drake's a turning play across the field, back out towards the board. It is Isidro goes back, trying to get back towards the goal, trying to face up towards goal. Isidro gets hooked off out of it there. Gets his ball a little bit further forward on the near side. Isidro goes into that one there and puts it through. 7 goals apiece it is here in the 5th Chucker with just over 3 minutes left to play. Ball on the play. Gets rid of that Zama. Gets blocked in his play. Gato Gandara once again. Gato on the ball. Gato. Trying to get forward. Trying to make a bit of space. Goes the other way. Coming in behind. To form the trail is Pablo. Pablo sends the ball. Threads it through there. Trying to set unleash. Berezzati.
That one up a little bit further is now. It looks like it is Matias Torres Zavaleta on Pedrijo. He's out and behind there, but it's now left for Monteverde. Monteverde and Guillermo. Monteverde goes to work here now. Monteverde coming forward here now. Out there in front of him is Manuel, but in comes the near side play there of Guille, but it's not enough, and the backhand comes in by Guille to clear that one away, but not quite in time. Through the goal it goes. 4 goals is now to the UAE. 5 goals, Julius BAER. So the two teams this time in towards the middle of 2 fields here now for umpire right to bowl this ball in. Bowls the ball in. Off the twos it comes out. Guille on let you. Guille comes out, ridden off out of it there by Monteverde goes under the deck with this one here. Reckons he's got the horse and the pony, but also going back with him here. It is Matias Torres Zavaleta. Matias onto the line here quickly, plays an open backhand, tries to get this one up for Guiget. Guiget just hops and bounces as he comes onto it here now, but first trying to get onto this one is Benoit. Benoit there in front of Elizalde. Elizalde just gets hooked off out of it there by Hyde. Hyde flicks this one out to the side, and Guiget picks this one up here now. Guiget checks up the pony. Guiget turns around the corner, going the long way round in towards the goals, but here comes Benoit, flicks that ball away on the near side. Benoit checks up, looks to come back inside once again, hits the brick wall there of Patricio and Matias, leaving it in turn there for Lucas. Lucas sends a big driving shot at the front door here now, but the first back onto this one is going to be Mohamed Al Abdul. Mohamed bin Khalaf sends the backhand out here onto this one here. Coming onto it is going to be the backhand by Benoit. Oh, and we have another slip and a pony down. Matias and Lucas Monteverde timing around the corner here. Pony just stumbling and going down. So we had the play there where we had Matias Torres Zavaleta just moving that ball into a new direction. Coming up inside him was Benoit. A little bit of a backhand. Didn't get the backhand off he was looking for. But to try and get back onto the line, these quick plays back onto the line. This was exactly what happened with Pablo the other day, trying to dart back onto the line again. Lost the footing. And Lucas just coming down. He seems to be okay, but he's opting to go and change ponies, make sure that pony's all okay, and hopefully he can come back on it a little bit later.
I thought it looked funny, but didn't look like a foul for either of us.
Looks like a foul from here, but no one made it much like that.
So a good bit of sportsmanship there as Lucas Monteverde mounts back up again. Pony being held there by Elizalde. Good to see Cedars out there on the field, looking sharp out there to see if the player did need anybody.
Review. Give me another review. From the side camera, from here.
So the ball back into play quickly there. Benoit onto the near side backhand. The backhand comes in on that one there, but now Guiget comes back onto it. Guiget looks to play the backhand, gets it spoiled and stolen off him there by Monteverde. Monteverde on the ball here now. Monteverde checking out the play, looking to see who's gone up forward. Tries to drill one through the traffic there, but he can't, only as far as Mohamed. Mohamed plays a good backhand to change the direction of play here now, and the flow of play on this one. Guiget picks it up in the near side there in front of Hyde, and up in front there Guiget on the move here on Letu. Guiget flicks that one away. Backhand comes in by Hyde. The ball's just left there now, but in comes Benoit. Benoit drills that one forward out towards the side once again, out into some open space. Coming back on it is Benoit and Elizalde. Benoit and Elizalde. Elizalde comes forward onto this one here, but it is going to be the man Monteverde up onto the ball here now, running out of space, has to turn back inside once again. Monteverde looking for a bit of space here now. His boy's working hard just to give him a little bit of space to clear it away as Monteverde taps this ball forward. See Guiget being kept up by Benoit. Benoit goes on the move, comes under the neck here this time, looks to send this ball up here now, try and get that one up there for either Hyde or possibly Jacometa, but the backhand comes in there by Mohamed. He goes over, leaves it now for Hyde. Hyde sends a shot, couldn't quite get the clean shot off, but it's only as far as Matias Torres Zavaleta. Matias Torres Zavaleta plays the backhand on that one there as the ball comes out towards the boards here, ricochets off the board, Monteverde, and coming round onto it as well is Elizalde. Monteverde back onto it once again, and he just gets picked up there by Guillermo as we get a whistle on the play. There's Elizalde coming in. You see Monteverde actually just changed the line of the ball, and the ball's just sitting there. He comes across it though, possibly a too steep an angle, and Guiget comes in, picks this ball up, and we will be having a penalty here now. A penalty for a 60-yard penalty for Julius BAER.
I think that's a foul, and I think it should be a penalty straight.
And it looks like this ball here now, because there's nobody home, and it looks like it is going to be a penalty 3, a 40-yard penalty this time. It is defendable, of course, when the ball's been struck or struck at. UAE can come out from the side of their goals, not from within their goals. to try to defend this one. They've all been teed up there. But we've had a number of changes of ponies here. You see Lucas Monteverde back onto Lucius again. Matthias on Castagnola, Sarah for Jack. Manuel Zaldi on Shasha. And Matthias Torres Avaleta having gone off with Rijo. Guillermo. Guillermo drives, he strikes, it's looking good, it's looking high, the flag's aloft as well, so that it is 6 goals, it is 2 goal the margin once again here in the fourth jugger. 6 goals it is to Julius BAER, 4 goals to the UAE at 3.5 minutes to go at the halfway point. The two teams come back to the middle of the field here once more. For umpire right to bowl this ball in. Ball gets bowled into play, stuck at the 2s at the 3s. Jack's onto this one here now, being hustled there by Guiget. Guiget comes away with the ball here now, sends it up out in here. Guiget and Hyde go back on this one here, gets called off, it yields off it now for Matty. Matty on the move here now. Matthias Torres Avaleta, he's met there by Hyde, checks up on the play. Hyde can't make a play on that one there. Matty just checks up, turns the play slightly on it. In comes Monteverde trying to spoil his play. Hyde's waiting for him again. In comes Benoit. He's got everybody all over, swarming all over him, but Matty keeps his ball moving forward. But Benoit sends him to the middle of a backhand for Guiget to go back onto it. First back onto it is going to be Guiget and Hyde, but leaving it now, cancelling each other out for Monteverde. Monteverde gets his play half spoilt there by Zaldi and quickly scurrying around onto it. Once again is going to be Benoit looking to get this one up for Monteverde. Monteverde just scurries, takes that one away there from Matthias Torres Avaleta, just standing over the ball here now. It is Lucas Monteverde, drives that ball up here now, looking to unleash Hyde. Hyde comes forward, Hyde gets hooked off out of it there by Guiget, cancelling each other out. These next 2 pair of players do, and it is going to be Matthias Torres Avaleta and Lucas Monteverde. Takes it forward onto the near side, cuts the open backhand on this one here, but the only person home is going to be the white shirt of Benoit. Benoit on the play. Guiget just held off out of the play there by Hyde. Benoit comes in, steals, keeps the ball moving forward here. Here's the call, sends a driving shot, and a beautiful driving shot there by Benoit. It's goalward bound, it could travel all the way, and all the way it does travel, and that is a great goal there for the UAE. 5 goals it is to the UAE, 6 goals to Julius BAER. Nothing that anybody could do about that one there. Matthias Benoit has just had enough of trying to get through this traffic. This defence is strong from Julius BAER. So, from 130 yards out, say, he just struck that ball and put it straight through the goals. So, lining up here now on umpire right once again. Umpire right just bowls that ball in. Looking for it. Hyde goes to the backhand. Benoit just takes the ball off him here now. Benoit out the front door comes Benoit, and we just get it. We'll just have to stop play there. A little bit of misunfortune there. Guiget coming at the same time, and Benoit's pony said, I don't want to go in there, I'm going to suck out of this a little bit, and just pushed him a little bit further forward up the saddle, and out the front door he came. Oh. So Matthias just looking to change ponies.
Guillermo's fourth has forced him on the side and nudged him off. I think so. I think he wasn't great, Benoit, but Guillermo has come in and his horse has come in at an angle and his horse's head has nudged him from a funny angle. Another review, Wayne.
So Benoit just getting a quick drink of water there. He's probably been a little bit winded, but Guiget's got a little bit of claret on the side of the face. Another war wound.
Watch Guillermo's horse towards the end. His horse's head gets him.
So I'll just have a quick pause in play here now. There's in that bit of a melee. There's a bit of a bash of horses' heads that managed to unload Matthias Benoit. And Guiget's got a bit of a kiss on the cheek there with a bit of claret. A nice little egg just coming up on the cheekbone there. But the swelling will deal with that and just close it up nicely, I'm sure. And good Matthias Benoit's got a good smile back on his face again. Maybe he's just wanting a bit of a break. And it looks like what we're going to do, we're going to have a penalty here now in favour of the UAE. Umpires deeming that although Matthias Benoit's pony had just sucked back a little bit, Guiget's pony was just a little bit wild with its head, out of control, not able to do anything about that one. Forge's little mare got a bit of a mind of her own, just decided to waft the head up and give Matthias a bit of a wallop. So, in comes the play here, Lucas Monteverde. Monteverde brings it in here now, and Elizalde trying to get in contention here now, comes the other side of him, being blocked by Benoit. Monteverde goes to work, gets ridden off out of it there. The backhand comes in, it's a little bit too straight, a little bit for the backhand by Benoit, sends it back in again, bit of distance, bit of angle. First onto this one here though, it's going to be Mohamed. Mohamed Abdul cuts across the line here now. Mohamed out to the boards, here he comes. Mohamed onto the boards. Mohamed keeps his ball moving forward up the boards here, gets bumped there by Monteverde. Monteverde comes onto the play, just takes that one away there from Elizalde. Great peripheral view from the 9-goaler. Under the neck he goes here now, looking to try and set up Sheikh Metha, but first onto this one here. Sheikh Metha comes onto this one here, gets hooked off out of it by Matty. Matty turns the play, trying to get onto his hide, coming onto those Guiget and Benoit. Guiget, these two tussling hard at each other, but Benoit gets a better one there on the near side play, sucks it out towards the clubhouse side. Benoit goes under the neck with that one on an acute angle, trying to set up Monteverde. Monteverde just gets a bit of a smothering play. Hyde comes on the near side. Hyde goes forward, but no, he gets rid off out of it, and the backhand comes in by Elizalde, and out over the boards it goes, just to settle things down a little bit, with some 14 seconds on the clock, and the score is 6 goals to Julius BAER, 5 goals to the UAE. JJ bowls the ball in. JJ Mohamed goes to pick this one up on the near side. The ball dangerously close to that boards there. It gets pulled off the boards there by Benoit. The first bell has gone. Benoit sends it up, trying to set up Monteverde, but first back onto this one is going to be Mari Torres Zavaleta. Sends a good cut backhand, and out over the boards it goes. So that there will end chukker number 4, ladies and gentlemen, with the score being 6 goals, Julius BAER. 5 goals it is to the UAE, so it's all to play for out here in this 5th chukker. Will we go to extra time if the score is tied up? At the first spell, we will play the 30-second sudden death, and if we're still tied up, we'll go for 6 chukkers. And out here, in the 5th chukker, we'll have Mohamed Abdul coming out on Selena, Manu coming out on Doctor, Matty to come out on Don Juan, Guiget to come out on Bochinchi, Sheikh Metha will come out on Baza, Jack, she will probably come back out on Sassola, and Garon for Matthias Benoit, and we'll have Torta for Lucas Monteverde.
I wanna love you, but I'm
Sterling on the move, and Sterling will do a Sterling job too and puts it through the goal. I saw her on the move here for Santiago. Sterling looks to straighten that one up, looks to straighten it up, he does, but in comes the backhand, but it's not quite enough, and it goes through. Monteverde, and he's just dribbling this ball all the way through. He's got Acuna there in front of him. Round comes Monteverde to try and spoil the play, but it looks like he's going to carry this one all the way, and he does. He puts another one on the board there. Acuna's putting the pressure on and picks this ball up on the near side. As cool as you like, and puts another one on the board there for Vindrade. Here comes Manolo Fernandez Llorente out momentum, goes up past Acuna on this one here. Can he get this next shot in? Goes with a big driving next shot in towards the goal, and an amazing goal there.
So we've got the UAE back out there, keen and hungry to get this fifth chukker underway. 5 goals is to the UAE, 6 goals though it is to Julius BAER. So for the UAE we have Sheikh Maither out on Bata, Jack Hyde on Almagata, Matthias Benoit on Garon, and we have Lucas Monteverde back on the little liver chestnut mare called Torta. For Julius BAER, Mohamed coming out on Selena, Manu out on Doctor, Matti on Don Juan, and Guillermo on Bochinche. So the line up there on umpire JJ Alberti. Alberti bowls the ball in at the front of the line out. It is coming out with here now. High tries to get a bit of that one. The backhand comes in there by Guige, looking to set up. Elizalde. Elizalde goes with a big clearing shot here, sends this one up here, tries to get this one up, but it's the backhand. Oh, and across from the play there. It is Lucas Monteverde. It's picked up here by Guige, running onto that one well. Guillermo coming through here at pace, but Benoit just waiting from there, and onto it though is Matti. Matti sends a little tail shot, setting up Guige. Very clever play indeed, but first onto it, well read there by Lucas Monteverde. We get a whistle on the play. We have a penalty here now in favour of Julius BAER. It looks like the ball's been placed down. Guige's looking to tee this one up. Very interesting play there by Matti. Matti, very quick thinking, realised he couldn't actually drag that ball forward, opted to send a little bit of a backhand under the tail to try and set Guige up, and that he did. Guige rode up that line, claiming the right, and we have a penalty here now in favour of Julius BAER. Six goals it is to Julius BAER. 5 goals to the UAE. Julius BAER looking for that 2-goal margin once again. Guige drives, he shoots to try to stop that one there, gets a little bit of it, but it's through the goals it is, and 7 goals it is now to Julius BAER, but 5 goals it is to the UAE as the two teams come back towards the middle of the field here now. For umpire right to bowl it in once more. What an answer have the UAE got left in the tank here now? Ball bowled into play at the twos, looking for there. Hyde working harder. This comes away with is Monteverde. Monteverde on Torta, gets ridden off out of it there. Gets ridden off there by Matias Torres Avaleta. Goes with the backhand. The backhand comes in. Watch out there in the Mara camp. So the two teams will line up there in front of umpire right once again. Ball bowled into play. Front of the line out. Comes out here. Guige gets a little bit of a near side play on that one there, trying to get onto it though. It looks like it's going to be Hyde as quick as a flash, change the direction of play once again. It ricochets off the bone, he couldn't quite get that one up there for Monteverde when Guige comes onto it here now. He's got a swarm of white shirts in front of him, gets shut off out of the play there, and first onto it is going to be the backhand of Hyde. Hyde sends it out towards the middle open play once again, but first onto it is going to be Elizalde. Elizalde checking on the play, pressurising him there is going to be Monteverde. Monteverde turns back inside, Monteverde comes away with it here now. There's Elizalde. Elizalde on the move. Elizalde goes up over the halfway line here. He's got Benoit out there in front of him. Benoit just waiting for him. Rides him off, plays the backhand, sends this one back in, changes direction, quickly round onto it is Hyde. Hyde onto the ball here now. Hyde checks out the play, gets called off it, leaves it for Monteverde. Monteverde comes round the near side play there of Elizalde. A beautiful sporting play, looking to set up Mohamed Al Abtour. Mohamed Al Abtour and Sheikh Meitha coming back onto this one here. Sheikh Meitha looks to play that near side shot on there, but then we get a whistle on the play. So Mohamed looks like he's probably got himself established on that line, and Sheikh Meitha just not quite flattening up enough on that near side. And the ball's being placed down for another penalty here now in favour of Julius BAER for a 30-yard penalty this time. Being teed up there by Guillermo as the UAE retire back behind their line to watch this undefended penalty. Skijay just circles around onto this one there, just looking to try and keep Uchinche nice and quiet. She's just turned the corner, been a little bit unsquare at the moment. Skijay opts to jog, straightens her up, drives, shoots, sends this one in towards the goal. The flag's aloft, there it is. There's another one on the board there for Julius BAER. 8 goals it is now to Julius BAER, 3 goals the margin over the 5 goals of the UAE here in the 5th jugger, but there's still 4.5 minutes of play left to go, and we know from a line out it only takes 30 seconds to score a goal. So tick-tock goes that Moritz Grossman clock here in the Julius BAER Gold Cup. The ball gets bowled into play, out the back of the line it comes. First onto it, the backhand play comes from Elizalde, setting up Guijay once again. Guijay, but unfortunately can't get to the ball before it hops out over the boards. That clock is still tick-tocking down. 4 minutes left to go here now in this 5th chucker. The ball's in play out the back of the line out cleanly. It's picked up well there by Monteverde. Monteverde sends it up there for Benoit. Benoit plucks the ball in the air, going over the top of it there, but it's now Lucas Monteverde. Lucas Monteverde on the break here now on Torta. Lucas Monteverde checks up on the play. He's got a steep angle. What can he do with this one here? Looking to try and straighten that one up. Couldn't do so, but the next play onto this one is going to be Guillermo. Guillermo leaves that. Sorry, it was Mohamed. Leaves it now for Guillermo. Guijay on the move here now on Bichinche. Guijay looks to avoid the hooking play. Guijay goes up onto this one here now. Guijay goes full onto the ball, goes Sheikh Meitha. Sheikh Meitha plays the backhand, and we get another whistle on the play.
Wow.
So I think Sheikh Meitha was a little bit in doubt, and then she was sent up to go into the play there by her teammate. So we've got 33 on the clock, and we have another penalty here now in favour of Julius BAER. There's Elizalde. Quickly changes on to Linda. Mati Torres-Zavaleta also changing as well, as is Benoit down the bottom end off Garon. We also have Jack Hyde changing too. As Guillermo tees the ball up. For a 40-yard penalty, a penalty 3. Remember, they can come across to try and stop this one. The last one, Lucas Monteverde got a little bit of stick to it, but unfortunately couldn't quite stop that one. But in comes Guillermo Coutinho on Bichinche. Leaning a little bit on straight on it here. Guijay strikes, he shoots, he sends this one in towards the goal, and the flag's aloft. The goal judge puts the flag up in the air, and 9 goals is now to Julius BAER. 5 goals it is to the UAE. So it's just over 3 minutes left on the clock as the two teams line up here now on umpire right. Just looks for a vague resemblance of a bit of a gap and bowls that ball into play out the back of the line. Monteverde comes away with it here now. Monteverde couldn't quite get in. The next shot comes in there on that one there by Matty and sends it out in towards the middle of the field. First onto this one. Looks like it is going to be Guiget and Hyde. Hyde couldn't quite get the hook in play in there. The ride off there on Guiget. Guiget picks his ball up on the near side, leaves that ball there, settles against the boards for Hyde to clear up here now. Hyde has to turn back onto this one here. Zaldi looks to try and spoil his play. Gets called off. It leaves it for Benoit. Benoit, what can he do with this one here now? Benoit gets called off. Leaves it now for Hyde once again. Hyde on the ball here now. Hyde tucks in behind Guiget on this one here, coming in behind, give the support and play is Benoit. Benoit goes with the driving shot, sends that one up there for Monteverde out the front door, and the backhand comes in by Guiget. Scurries across the field, but only as far as Monteverde. Monteverde on it here now. He gets hooked off out of that play, waiting for the ball. The backhand comes in, spoilt there. Guiget's backhand for Benoit. Benoit comes in and puts another one away there for the UAE. 6 goals it is now to the UAE. 9 goals though to Julius BAER as the two teams come back to the middle of the field. We've got 2 minutes left to play here in this 5th chukker. Lining up here now on umpire right. Bowls the ball into play, stuck in the twos. Benoit looking for that one there. Benoit, that's it. Elizalde gets a little bit of that one there. Elizalde sends forward, but only as far as Monteverde. Monteverde opens the backhand, opens that one out towards here now. Trying to pick the ball up on the near side is Hyde. Hyde takes that one away. Hyde gets a little bit of that one there. It is Benoit. Benoit comes onto it. Looks to play a bit of a shot there, just Matty, but he gets spoilt in his play there, and away comes with it is Elizalde. Elizalde comes up here now. Elizalde, the backhand comes in there by Monteverde, spoiling that play, but it flicks forward there and over the top of that one there, and we get a whistle on the play. So the umpires drop the ball down on the halfway line for a penalty in favour of Julius BAER. Those going across the field to play rather than enough up and down. Of course, all these pros, they'll turn around and try to influence the umpires. With these two very experienced umpires out here, indeed, they don't get more experienced. Peter Wright, having played and umpired all the top polo in the world, umpired in the Argentine Open. Very good interview done by him for Polo Line. Plays called. In coming into this one here quickly. Too much thinking with the ball. Lucas Monteverde, quick as a flash, comes onto that one there. Sends it up here for Hyde. Hyde goes back there with Matthias. It's a long way wide for Hyde, and Hyde looks like he wants to check up on this one. Gets a good bump and a shove waiting there for the 7-goaler. This young Englishman playing out of his skin here once again. Hyde turns back inside. Hyde once more. Hyde sends the ball up further forward here now. He's got Elizalde there in front of him, looking for a little bit of something. Comes to play the backhand shot there. Plucked out of the air by Monteverde. It is Monteverde on this ball here there as he turns back towards goalward bound here. Monteverde taps this one forward once more. Monteverde looking to come through this swarm of blue shirts. The backhand comes in by Guiget, clearing it away. Coming onto it though is Hyde. Hyde looks like he wants to cross it. Good play there by Mohammed, but Hyde steals it from him. Hyde says, come on, let's get goalward bound. He gets ridden off it there by Elizalde, and it looks like that ball's gone out over the back line. 30 seconds on the clock. We get a whistle. And we have a corner, a penalty 6 now in favour of Lucas Monteverde in the UAE. You just saw that previous play there. Guiget was off changing. The umpires weren't waiting, they called play, and they continued to play with the ball, did the Julius BAER side. Giving Monteverde, after play was called, the ball being played, it had been brought into play because a blue player touched it, and Monteverde, capitalising on the opportunity, just sent that ball up the field, but couldn't quite finish it off on this occasion. But they have ended up with a corner, a penalty 6 in favour of the UAE. Lucas Monteverde. He drives, he shoots. It looks like that one's just going slightly wide to the right, and wide to the right it goes with 24 seconds on the clock, and the ball will be placed down the back line for Julius BAER to bring back into play once again. The score being 9 goals Julius BAER, 6 goals is the UAE. Guillermo brings the ball in play, taps it once. Lucas comes in to put the pressure on him here now. Guiget goes with the driving shot, puts that in behind them. It ricochets off the pony here, but Benoit comes onto it. Benoit sends it back and ricochets off, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The hooter goes, and there is the end of the match. Julius BAER running out the winners. 9 goals it is Julius BAER, 6 goals to the UAE. So, shortly we'll be back with you again with a game, an action-packed game it will be, with Mara against the Youngbloods of Gantoot.
Out here comes Mohammed Abdul. Mohammed just avoiding the hook there from Terera. Picks it up on the near side. Terera opting for the misplay. But Mohammed's going goal bound here now. Mohammed Abdul takes his ball all the way. Mohammed Abdul quick off that line out, and there's a flash. He's in there. The first goal on the board there goes to Abdul Polo. Leaving that ball now for Gato Gandara. Gato Gandara sends that one up here now, tries to get this one up for Pablo. Pablo just loses a bit of momentum, he tucks in behind the play there of Negro. Off he goes here now. Pablo Adonis his 10 goals, looking for a little bit more onto this one here. Called off the players, Zidane leaving it now for Pablo. Pablo looking to put this one away. Plays a beautiful driving shot, and that's the first one on the ball there for Zidane. Other off, leaving the ball now for Pablo plays the backhand, up the boards comes now for Pelagio. Pelagio goes with a one-time shot, shins it up a little bit further, ball not quite kindly sitting for him. This time he gets the shot off here now. Looks like Gato Gandara is going to come onto this one here. Gato comes on, goes with the next shot, sends this one in towards the goal and slips another one away there. For Chavan, goes up past Chavan on this one here. Does Monteverde on the move here now. Monteverde just up over the halfway line, but has to check up because the ball's just lofted up into the air. Lost his momentum on that one there, but he drives it further up, trying to set this one up for Hyde. Hyde up the front door there. Hyde and the Vicious Strada. He gets a bit of a swipe at that one, but couldn't quite get it. Looks to the backhand, but it comes off the bony and in towards the goal it goes. It's sitting there deathly. There it is, and Benoit finishes it off. Ball up towards his marker. The forward is out. He sends the driving shot, pushes up the middle here now. Looking for that one there. Just ricochets off a bit of a pony there. Couldn't quite get onto it. Rizaldi looking. Sorry, it was Estrada trying to get onto it, but it's Torres Zavaleta. Torres Zavaleta on the move here now. Torres Zavaleta. In comes Estrada. Avoids the hook there. Does Torres Zavaleta, leaving the ball now for Guillermo. Forming the train. At the back of the line there was Guillermo. Guille coming forward with it here now. Guille allowed to go to work. You see the player's just been held off the play. Goes with a big neck shot in towards the goal. It's looking good from here. It's looking very good indeed. A lovely neck shot goal there from Guillermo. Continues. Estrada goes forward here, avoiding the hook off. Hyde working hard. Here's the Vicious Strada. This time gets hooked off out of it. The bony puts it forward without business. Sidro comes up to this one and gives it a good thump up the field here now. Looking as we burst onto this one.